Welcome, friends. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw a chicken using pencil and pastels. This goes out to my little friend Maeve, who is fighting to keep her feathered friend.
Here are the supplies I'll be using. I chose pastels because of their feather-like quality, but you may use whatever supplies you have to color your chicken, as long as you have some type of writing utensil. Blending stumps are a great way to blend your pastels, and they come in handy for small details. I use sandpaper to clean my blending tools for switching colors. And here is the practice sketch of the rooster I'll be showing you after the hen. Before I started sketching, I looked at many images of chickens until I found the side-eye queen I had envisioned. I asked myself questions, like where is the widest part of the body? Is the head taller than the tail? These kinds of observations come in handy when drawing anything. I simplify the shape in my mind and I focus on creating the body before moving on to details. One fun thing I noticed after drawing the shape is how similar it is to a croissant. I always start by sketching using light pressure to create light marks. Not only are they easier to erase, but they also allow you to build up to the shape. Once I'm satisfied with the shape of my chicken, I darken my lines by applying more pressure to the pencil. I use my eraser to clean up any unnecessary marks. And since I will be using light colors in the tail feather, I'm going to keep those lines as light as possible. Throughout this drawing, I would step back to look at my chicken. Sometimes when you look too close for too long, you can miss something that is off in your drawing. It's also helpful to compare it occasionally to your reference image if you're using one. Pastels are great because they smear and spread effortlessly, but that is also their downfall. I try to be aware of my hands at all time when working with pastels. I'm going to start with the top in order to get in close without worrying about smearing the body. The comb is fun to draw. It's similar to drawing waves or fingers. The comb is probably what inspired people to have mohawks. It's like a comb hawk. Whatever you do, take your time. Pastels require patience. This video is sped up for viewing purposes, and in real time, I'm taking my time. If you could hear the sped up audio, it would sound like If you do smear your pastels, don't worry. You can always go over your drawing and use an eraser to clean up mistakes. If you've noticed, I'm drawing in the direction of the feathers on the chicken. I do this to add texture and build up the form. The blending stump comes in handy for spreading pastels and creating textures. I could have also used the pastel sticks to color in the body, but I chose the pencils because they don't crumble and they give me more control over my texture. Using the pencils, I can navigate through the small areas like the chicken legs and feet. Since my feathered friend is hanging out on a sunny day, there will be more shadows. By applying a dark brown, I can create shadows on the bottom of the body and throughout the feathers. These details will give the hen depth and texture. Speaking of texture, the legs and feet of the chicken have a texture too. It's easy to create using broken striped lines. I've decided to move on to the background, middle, and foreground to give the chicken a break. I'll be using a variety of greens to represent the field. Starting with a light green, I lay down a base layer and carefully bring it to the edge of the chicken. I'm working light to dark because it's easier to cover light colors than it is to go back to light once you've gone too dark. The blending stump can be used to spread color fast and into small areas. Adding a darker shade of green using horizontal wispy strokes, I can create depth and variety. This will give it more texture and detail. I also like to have a variety of lines. Perhaps I'll use horizontal lines in the distance and more wild, jaggedy lines in the foreground to create depth in the field and shift the focus to our chicken.
Stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now When played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
Did you know the chicken can see more colors and shades than we do? Chickens are tetrachromatic, meaning they have 4 types of cones that let them see red, blue, green, and ultraviolet light. Humans can see 10 million different colors, but chickens can see 100 million different colors. Chickens can also see 300 degrees around because their eyes are in the sides of their head. I continue to add layers and details until I'm satisfied with my chicken. Next, I'm going to draw a rooster, the male chicken. There are several differences that separate it from the hen. Their bodies are longer and leaner than the hens. They have taller and fuller tail feathers. Their comb, earlobes, and wattle are larger and more pronounced. I've also noticed the spikes on their comb are longer and more fancy. During my chicken research, I discovered that there are many types of combs and that they can indicate the health of a chicken. A healthy chicken will have a bright red comb. If the chicken is cold, their comb will turn blue. Unfortunately, as I was recording this, my battery died. So, fast forward to the future, and I'm coloring chicken legs. My rooster is standing tall and you can see his feather pants. That's not a technical term, I just made that up. That's what I call them. I hope you like this video. I would love to hear from you. What would you like to learn next? Please leave your ideas in the comments section. And if you'd like to see more, subscribe and follow my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.